Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 68. If this is the first time you've tuned into the program, it's a weekly show and podcast that's meant to demystify technology as much as I aim to celebrate it. So even if you're more tech shy than tech savvy, that's all good. We do have a great show planned for you this hour. We're going to chat with Epson in a moment about its world's fastest personal photo scanner. We'll chat with ASUS, the sponsor of this show, about what's new in laptops. And we'll learn about Jiffy, which is kind of like Uber for home services. All right, let's kick things off. With the popularity of smartphone photography today, of course, and social media like Instagram and Facebook, you may forget that it wasn't too long ago that we had photo albums, frames, and shoeboxes filled with paper photos. So how do you bring those precious memories into the 21st century to preserve them, touch them up, and make them instantly shareable? We're going to learn now about the FastFoto line of scanners from Epson that makes the process a simple one. We're joined on the line by David Hawks. He's Epson America's product manager for scanners. Welcome to the show, David.
Oh, thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Before we talk about FastFoto, tell us a bit about Epson.
Sure. Everyone probably knows Epson for a variety of different reasons. You know, if you think way back, Epson started, frankly, as a watch company. You know, everyone remembers the first digital watches out there and the watches with the crystal timekeeping mechanisms. That was the beginning of a lot of what Epson, frankly, is today, because a lot of that technology led to the development of new technology, including printers, scanners. We have a wide variety of projectors, both for retail and commercial. We even get into robotics. It's a pretty extensive company, all in all, and it touches people in a lot of different ways. But your average person probably knows us best for what we do in imaging, whether it's printing or scanners or whatever it is.
Right. And I do have an Epson all-in-one printer, scanner, copier. But today we're going to talk about FastFoto, which is a scanner, as I mentioned, or a family of scanners. But we're not talking about a flatbed scanner for documents, correct? Because I know Epson, as I mentioned, they make those too.
Yeah, we do. We make the flatbeds, and now we have the FastFoto, which kind of opened a brand new market segment to us. I'm trying to remember, there are something like 3 trillion hard copy photos in storage around the world today.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. If you think about it, you used to walk into almost anyone's living room, and the first thing you'd see on the coffee table was a photo album.
Right.
And it just doesn't exist anymore. So there are all these photos available, all these images available to people that just aren't being looked at, and it's a real loss of history. With the FastFoto, we have the ability to take all those images we have in different cartons and boxes or wherever you may have them and easily put them into a digital format. And that's something that a flatbed doesn't do very well. Flatbeds are great if you need to have an image and it's real high quality and, you're going to take this image and maybe blow it up and put it on a building or whatever you're going to do with it. Flatbeds are perfect for that. But if you are trying to take, a box, or carton or, many boxes of photos and then digitize them just so you have access to them, FastFoto is the way to go. And we opened up a brand new market. Frankly, it exceeded our expectations from day one when we introduced it in August 2016.
All right. So I would argue that there is this movement to convert analog content into digital. I may not go through the trouble of digitizing that when I can just download the album or stream it from Spotify or what have you. But with a one-of-a-kind photo, I guess it's a different animal altogether. So I think there is this desire to either use a service to bring all your stuff to or do it yourself. And what I like about Epson FastFoto is that it makes it really easy to do it. So maybe you can tell us about how fast you're up to now and how many photos you can just drop in and let it do its thing.
Sure. So we average about 1 a second. So if you're doing the 300 DPI scanning, it's about 1 a second. So it moves pretty quick. And we can take anything from, a fairly large 8.5 by 11 wide photograph to something as small as a school photograph 2 inches by 2 inches, something really, really small. So we can handle a lot of different sizes. And when it comes to how many, we can do at once, you can put quite a few into the feeder. We suggest putting in 36, and that's what we tested at. And that just so happens to mimic the size of a 36 exposure roll of film. If you remember, you used to get your photos developed in those, those typically yellow envelopes from Kodak, and they came with 36 different images in them. So one of the requests we received after we launched the FastFoto 640 and we came out with the 680W was to make it so people could do 36 photos at once.
All right, so you load them all up. Do you have the FastFoto, which looks like a small printer, if you will? You connect it to your computer. I mean, do you need to do that, or is there another way to digitize it onto, say, a USB thumb drive or a micro SD card or something like that?
Yeah, you've got a couple options here. Now, just from a network perspective, where we have wireless, you can download it. If you have an online service you want to mass store images, you can do that, or again, do it, right through your computer onto a thumb drive or whatever you might have.
Okay. And then it doesn't just make a digital copy of it, but it can also clean them up a little bit, which is something that I hinted at in the introduction.
It does a great job at that. Even personally, I did a whole box full of photos for my family, and a lot of those were, they're old. And the thing about photos is they don't last. You leave them in a attic or something like that, and over time they start to degrade. The great thing about FastFoto is it automatically corrects or gives you the option to automatically correct photos and enhance them. And I kind of grew up in a Kodak family where I was a bit of a snob on that type of thing, I often wouldn't use it because I preferred to do my own modifications. But FastFoto does such a great job with it that, most people just turn on that auto enhancement and leave it on because it really does a superb job of bringing out the image quality. And sometimes very surprisingly bad images, you can get a workable image as a result of the FastFoto.
We're chatting with David Hawks. He is with Epson America. He's the product manager for scanners. We're talking about the FastFoto FF680W is the new model, replacing the 640. Did you bump up the speed between these two FastFoto scanners?
The speed is a little bit faster, but for the most part, we don't push the speed as being faster between the FastFoto 640 and the 680. What the 680 does, it does a few things. Number one, we made it a lot easier to use, by making it wireless. We introduced some new capabilities, for instance, the ability to scan Polaroids. In addition, we can now put these in a TIFF format, and we can even scan at 1200 DPI. Now, that's interpolated, but if you have to blow up an image, what's interesting is a lot of times people will scan something they haven't seen in a long, long time, and they want to take that and put that on their wall. With 1200 DPI or with TIFF, that's a great option to, enlarge your small photographs and make them presentable.
I love some of these ancillary applications as well, like old notes that you may have from your sweetheart in high school, or postcards or trading cards and documents. It's not just a photo scanner. I mean, it can do all these different things too. Finally, where could we learn more about the FastFoto 680W, and how much does it cost?
For Canada, in Canada dollars, the FastFoto is available for $7.99.
And for the FastFoto site, it's epson.ca/FastFoto, which is spelled FastFoto.
Hop on our website, and we have a landing page there that has a lot of great detail on the product, a lot of videos. So if you have a 680W and you have any questions about it, how to install it or how to use it or even how to clean or maintain it, we've got videos on all of that. So that's all available on our website.
All right, David Hawks, Epson America Product Manager for Scanners. Thanks so much again for your time. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for talking to me.
Hey, before we continue on with the show, a quick shout out to my sponsor. Tech It Out is powered by ASUS. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. And speaking of ASUS, they will be my guest after this short break. We're going to catch up with Cecilia Choy. She is the Director of Marketing for ASUS North America. She'll join us to talk about what's new in laptops or notebooks, including the ZenBook family of computers. Very cool stuff. And then after that, I will talk about some cool products that I showed on TV last week as part of a Tech the Halls segment where I showcase some cool tech for the fall. And then Jiffy will be our guest on the back half of the show. Lots more coming up on Tech It Out. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. Now that November is here, the holidays are around the corner, a popular time to buy tech gifts for loved ones or yourself. And of course, laptops and two-in-ones may be atop of many a list. Well, this is also true for gamers who want newer gear to play online matches of, say, Fortnite and so on. And so we're joined by one of my favorite tech companies, ASUS, to tell us what's hot when it comes to laptops and more. On the line, we've got Cecilia Choy, Director of Marketing at ASUS for North America. Welcome to the show, Cecilia.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. For full transparency, ASUS is the sponsor of this radio show and podcast, so thank you for your continued support. Now, Cecilia, someone came up to me in an airport lounge last week when I was in Montreal, and they asked me who made my sleek and super thin laptop that I was toting. It was on my lap. I was doing some work. It was a ZenBook Flip S. So this is not the first time I've been stopped to ask about this laptop. We're going to talk about the importance of style in laptops in a moment. This is a royal blue laptop with this gold lining. But before we talk about that, let's talk a bit about ASUS. Tell us a bit about the company.
Of course. ASUS is one of the largest consumer notebook brands in the world. We pride ourselves on leading the market with innovative, design-focused products. ASUS manufactures a diverse range of products, including computers, motherboards, graphics cards, monitors, networking devices, and peripherals. You name it, we've got it.
Right. Also watches, phones, tablets.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably best known amongst techies for our components, and to gamers for our Republic of Gamers line, and as you said, for our consumer products, laptops and tablets. And we really have a great lineup of products out right now in time for the holidays.
With that in mind, let's talk about two of your main laptop, or as you call them, notebook lines. And do you use those terms interchangeably, notebook, laptop?
Yeah, they're used interchangeably,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, just to clarify, because I do. So I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. There's two main divisions, I guess. There's the ZenBook line and the VivoBook. So why don't you tell us what's new in those respective categories within ASUS?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have a wide array of options in both categories for every type of user. So whether you're a professional, a student, a creator, a gamer, or an everyday user, we really have something for everyone within those two lines. So for the student, we have our VivoBooks, and these laptops, they are made for students. They're colorful, they're stylish, yet budget-conscious laptops that will give you the best bang for your buck. And what I think really stands out are the accent colors that are available on these laptops. It comes in green, red, yellow, white, and gray. They all have a 15.6-inch full HD display. The VivoBook S15 is priced at $699.
All right, so this is the VivoBook S15, S as in stylish. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And these are multicolored laptops because, as I said earlier, right, style is really important because, under the hood, yes, there's differences, of course, in processing performance and system memory or RAM and graphics performance. But at the end of the day, a lot of these laptops can do virtually the same thing. So how you differentiate it is, of course, in the quality of the components, but also the way they look. And we're bringing these things around. As I mentioned, I was traveling, or often I'm working in a coffee shop. So it is important that they look cool too.
So, Mark, that's a great segue as we talk about our ZenBooks, because for our fashionistas, we have our ZenBook line. The ZenBook is our premium line of laptops, which is the perfect balance of beauty and performance in terms of its design. We have a wide range of different models within this line, but one of the newest being the ZenBook 14. It's ultra thin and light. In fact, it's the world's smallest 14-inch laptop. But don't let that fool you. It's ultra tough and meets military standards for reliability and durability. And I think one of the features that really sets this laptop apart is its frameless nano edge display, meaning the display screen is maximized to the edge. I mean, I like to joke that it's like the infinity pool of laptops.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
With the ZenBook line, we never fall short on innovation. The ZenBook 14 has an exclusive new number pad, which essentially allows you to switch the traditional touchpad into a digital numeric keypad to make inputting numbers easier.
Are you implying that the numbers will appear like on the touchpad itself, like when you want it?
Correct, yeah. So you can switch from a touchpad into, like the traditional touchpad, into a digital numeric pad.
That's cool, because I know about another laptop that you've got, the ZenBook 580, which we'll get to in a moment, but the touchscreen doubles as a second screen. So it's the same kind of idea. It's just adding more functionality to the touchpad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is more simplistic in that it is a numerical pad only and doesn't, that's really all it is, but it is very innovative in that we've never, this is new to the market.
Because laptops that do have a dedicated numeric pad are often much bigger because you need that second, thing, or you have to buy an accessory that plugs into the USB port. So that's kind of handy. That's neat. If you do a lot of math, like maybe you're an accountant or a bookkeeper, that's probably a really ideal solution.
Yeah, it's perfect, and you have that functionality, but you don't sacrifice how thin and light the device is. And
how much does it cost?
So the ZenBook 14 is priced at $11.99.
Okay. All right. That's the ZenBook 14. And when we return with Cecilia Choy, Director of Marketing from ASUS North America, we're going to talk about a few other models, ZenBooks and VivoBooks, so you can hear what's on the horizon, what's trending, including a really cool laptop we're going to hear about right when we return called the UX 580. It is a ZenBook Pro, the first laptop with a touchpad, that you use for like a mouse, that has a built-in screen as well. So you're going to want to hear all about that when we return on Tech It Out with Cecilia Choy from ASUS. Hang tight. A lot more Tech It Out coming up after this. Stay with us.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. We're chatting with Cecilia Choy, Director of Marketing for ASUS North America. Before the break, we learned about some VivoBooks. Now we're talking about ZenBooks, including one that has a pretty unique twist to it. The model that I mentioned, it's the UX 580. Can you tell us a bit about that one?
Yeah, so for the UX 580, it's we call it the ZenBook Pro with screen pad. So this is really a device for the creator. This device is really on the bleeding edge of innovation. It features the screen pad, which is a display where the traditional touchpad is. So the screen pad is customizable and interactive and adapts to whatever you're doing on your primary screen. It features apps like a music player, calculator, calendar, and a lot more. or you can turn the screen pad into a secondary display, which would be perfect for social media and email.
We're chatting with Cecilia Choy, Director of Marketing at ASUS for North America. We're talking about what's new in VivoBooks and now ZenBooks. We're talking specifically about the UX580. This is a laptop that has a trackpad or a touchpad that doubles as a second screen. Really neat stuff. What's the power like or the performance like for this kind of laptop? You call it a ZenBook Pro, so does that imply it has a little bit more horsepower under the hood?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the UX580 is powered by an Intel Core 9i processor with gaming-grade visual experience, so it's the ultimate laptop for performance.
Wow.
In terms of price, the ZenBook Pro 15 with screen pad is $22.99.
All right, Cecilia, is there another ZenBook that you can share with us, maybe for a mobile professional?
Yeah, absolutely. We have the ZenBook Flip, which is the UX461, and this is for professionals on the go. The ZenBook Flip looks like a traditional laptop, but has a special hinge that allows the touchscreen to rotate 360 degrees back into tablet mode. Mm-hmm. It can also be easily configured into a media stand, which makes it perfect for presentations and watching movies. It's available on a 14-inch touchscreen and also comes with a stylus, which gives you more input options like drawing and writing. And with up to 13 hours of battery life and fast charging up to 60% in under 50 minutes, you'll never have to worry about your laptop slowing you down.
Awesome.
The ZenBook Flip 14 is priced at $12.99.
So what are the best websites then to learn more about VivoBook or ZenBooks, Cecilia?
So the best websites you can access for all the information on pricing, retailers, and just product information in general for the VivoBook would be myvivobook.com. For the ZenBook, it would be myzenbook.com.
Okay, and then of course ASUS.com for all of your products, including the ASUS ROG or Republic of Gamer line of products. If you're into computer gaming, as I am, and two of my three kids are, my boys, then you're familiar with that line, but you should see what's there when it comes to the desktop towers, the laptops, the accessories, the monitors, and so on. Awesome stuff, ASUS ROG. Okay, Cecilia, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, for the remainder of this segment, I thought I would share with you some cool products that I showed on TV on Thursday morning. That's November the 1st. I hosted a satellite tour. So I was in one place. I was in LA at a green screen studio, and they made it look like, because of technology, that I was at Santa's workshop. So behind me, superimposed behind me, it looked like I was at the North Pole. So it's a cute looking shot. So I did a number of interviews across the country, mostly Fox stations, and I talked about some different gadgets and games. So let me share with you what I talked about in case you didn't see it. I started off with the PlayStation Classic, which is available now for pre-order. This is a miniature recreation of the iconic Sony PlayStation, preloaded with 20 of the best games from yesteryear on that platform in the 90s there, including Final Fantasy VII, Tekken 3, Ridge Racer Type 4, Metal Gear Solid, Wild Arms, and even Grand Theft Auto, the original, where it looked like little Matchbox cars from above. PlayStation Classic is a 45% smaller device than the original. Fits in your hand, actually. And it includes an HDMI cable to connect to your modern TV, of course, 2 wired controllers so you can have some fun with a friend, and a virtual memory card to save your adventures as you switch between titles. The PlayStation Classic launches December 3rd for $99, but as I mentioned, it is now available for pre-order. Another holiday gift idea, another game that I talked about and showed graphics on was the award-winning Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 from Konami. This is a soccer game, or as the rest of the world calls it, a football game. In fact, the mantra for this game this year is the power of football. PES 2019 delivers realistic gameplay and authentic ball physics, 4K HDR graphics, multiple game modes, and the most licenses in the franchise history. David Beckham, in fact, is a PES ambassador this year. You can earn him as a legend player in the game. Plus, there's also a special David Beckham edition of the game for $10 more. But the regular PES 2019, it's $59. It's out now for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And you could probably find it up to 50% off for Black Friday, I'm being told by Konami. So maybe even $30 instead of $60 at select retailers. Then we shifted on to some great gear. I chatted with ViewSonic last week on this program, and I showed on TV the VX3258 2K curved monitor designed for work or play. It's a stunning 32-inch monitor with an ultra-thin bezel, so there's nothing that's coming between you and your content. It does deliver an immersive viewing experience, in part because it is curved and the size of 32 inches, especially when you're watching video, editing photos, or maybe playing games like PES or Fortnite or what have you. Speaking of gaming, it's a fast monitor too, thanks to its 144 hertz refresh rate and AMD FreeSync technology, both resulting in fast response times and fluid performance. This 32-inch ViewSonic VX3258 curved monitor is only $359. And then finally, for TV lovers who are itching to cut the cord, I showed the new TiVo Bolt OTA for antenna. That's the name of the product. It gives you a premium TV experience, so you can, record and manage live TV. There's commercial skip capabilities, a built-in DVR that can store 150 hours of HD content, and a lot more without the premium price. All you need is an HD antenna to pick up these over-the-air broadcasts. And when you add that TiVo Bolt OTA, small little black box, you can watch and record programming and then also stream 4K Ultra HD movies and TV shows from Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and others. The TiVo Bolt OTA costs $249, and there's a small monthly, or if you prefer, annual service fee to save some more. Or if you don't want monthly fees at all, and that's part of the reason why you cut the cord, there's also a one-time fee option by TiVo. So cool stuff. So that's just a look at some of the things that I talked about on TV. Hope you enjoyed that. When we return on Tech It Out, we're going to chat with Jiffy. Stay with us. You're listening to Tech It Out on the Radio America Network.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out. Hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
I love highlighting new and exciting apps on this show. And if you haven't heard of Jiffy, you're missing out. In a nutshell, it gives you a handyman delivered to your door on demand. Consider it the Uber of home services, if you will. And joining us on the line to explain what Jiffy is, how it works, who it's for, and what you need to get going, we've got Paul Arlen on the line, co-founder of Jiffy on Demand. Welcome to the show, Paul.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
And Paul generously has offered to give us a code. So if you're listening right now and you want to give Jiffy a shot, if you want to be a first-time user, it's Radio50. That's the promo code that you would type in the app. So Paul, maybe, first of all, thank you for that. And that gives you $50 towards your first job. So where does somebody type in that promo code Radio50?
Absolutely. So yeah, you can create a user account, and right in your profile, you'll see a credit section. You can add it there. Or while you're booking a job, we'll prompt you for a promo code if you have one. Okay. So either or.
All right. So it's Radio50, RADIO, and then the numbers 50. Awesome, Paul. Thank you. So I said it's a new app. It's not exactly new, but it seems to be really catching on. I can tell you anecdotally in Toronto, I've been seeing it advertised all over the place. So congratulations.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we're trying it. We're trying to get this in the hands of as many homeowners as possible.
So walk us through how it works. It's an app. So you first download it to your iOS or your Android device. It's called Jiffy, Jiffy. Then what do you do?
As soon as you download the app, you'll put in your address and you'll just choose from one of our 36 categories. So it's not just handyman services we offer. There's appliance repair, plumbing, electrical, HVAC techs, anything you need for those small jobs around the house. You pick the category. There's a preset rate card. So all the rates are already pre-negotiated. All the trades follow the Jiffy rates, which are based on average in your area. You select when you want them, which can be as soon as within a few hours or a certain date and time in the future. And then all the trades get notified in real time. And within 3 minutes on average, you'll have a confirmed appointment with a 1 hour arrival window of one of our pre-vetted, well-rated trades within that category. And the best part is when you go on the app, you'll actually see all trades that are booked in your neighborhood. And if you book before or after a neighbor, you'll actually save up to 25% off that industry average rate. So it's actually cheaper than market rates in most cases.
And that's beneficial to the person coming to your place as well, because they're already in your neighborhood. So, they're able to make some extra cash. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole idea is that these trades spend a third of their days driving between jobs. So if we're able to fill up their days with, instead of doing 3 service calls, 4, 5, 6 within a small area, they're able to pass those savings along to the homeowners. So it ended up being a cheaper service for the homeowner, more money in the pocket for that trade, and it's kind of a win-win for everyone involved.
So I called it the Uber of home services. So similar to Uber, you use the app. You don't need to call a phone number and be put on hold or get a voicemail or something. You use the app to do everything. You put in your credit card ahead of time. So when the job is done, they just leave and it's all handled. That's not that awkward, conversation about cash or a tip or all that. It's all included. And you can rate the person as well. So it's very much like on that kind of system, similar to an Uber driver.
Absolutely. And just like Uber, you don't need to read through dozens of reviews, call 3-4 companies, find out what they charge, price compare, then see who's available. People aren't returning your calls because maybe it's not a huge job. We meet every single company that comes on the platform, and then in order for them to remain on the platform and for us to continue sending them to other clients, they have to maintain at least a 4.5 out of 5-star rating. Oh, cool. So Mark, as soon as an appliance tech comes to your home, they're striving for a 5-star job because the better rating they have, they ensure they stay on the platform. And we actually benefit. Jobs get sent to the trades in order of their star rating. So when you order a job, we'll first ping the highest rated, let's say appliance tech in that category, or electrician or plumber, and then just continue to go down the list. So they're all super motivated to deliver great experiences. You're not a one-off client. You're part of, the Jiffy network, which is their most important client.
And Paul generously has offered to give us a code. So if you're listening right now and you want to give Jiffy a shot, it's radio50. That's the promo code that you would type in the app. And I can tell you, Paul, we're chatting, by the way, with Paul Arlen. He's the co-founder of Jiffy, that I'm a repeat customer. And I know that when I refer people, I also get a little bonus, like a credit towards my account. So like Uber, there's a very strong referral incentive as well.
Absolutely. Just like Uber, yeah. I mean, referrals is where we get most new clients and new pros as well. Most of our trades just come from other trades referring their network that, we're a great source of quality jobs for them. They don't have any overhead, admin, customer service, marketing expense. Right. The platform's free for them. There's a nominal fee that we take off each job billed, very similar to Uber in that respect. So it's a risk-free platform for them, and once you use it for one category, we're kind of just that one-stop shop for 36 categories of those small things you need done in the house.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So where is Jiffy available right now?
So it's in Canada. It's in Toronto and Ottawa currently, and in the U.S. We just launched Boston about five months ago. So that's where it currently operates now.
All right, we'll continue our chat with Paul Arlen from Jiffy when we return on today's Tech It Out. Hang tight, we'll be right back with more.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
We're chatting with Paul Arlen from Jiffy, an app that you may or may not have heard about. It's essentially Uber for home services.
Okay, so again, you download the app. It's free. It's called Jiffy. You sign up with your address and your credit card. Then it's kept on file. And then something goes wrong in the home. You need a plumber. You want your grass cut and your regular guy is away or doesn't have time for your job, or snow removal or whatever. So you just open up the app. You choose from the category. You read the review, book it, and then you choose the time that you want them to come over.
Yep. And the best part is we also guarantee all the work. So unlike paying a trade directly, and then if anything goes wrong during the job or after, or 3 months, 6 months later, Jiffy will always stand behind that work. We have a lot more to win from each client than, an electrician you may see every 2 years.
Right.
So, right away, rather than payment being directly deposited to the trade, it is actually held in trust for 4 days. Make sure we see you rated that pro well. Everything went perfectly with the job. You rated them 5 stars. Then we'll deposit the funds to the trade. If anything doesn't go wrong, then we'll send another trade there, or even months later, we'll always stand behind the job and try to make the client happy.
All right, Paul. So it's Jiffy on Demand, Jiffy. You can download it from the App Store for iPhone or iPad, or from the Google Play Store if you're on Android. Is that right?
That's correct. Yep. Or you can book online at jiffyondemand.com.
Okay. So you could just use a web browser if you prefer, like on a Windows PC or a Mac or something.
Exactly.
All right, Paul, thanks so much for your time, and congratulations on your success, and wishing you continued success on the growth of Jiffy. And I want to remind our listeners that Paul has generously offered to give you $50 off your first job. The promo code is simply radio50. So you just type it in to where it says promo or code when you open up the app and you go to the section where you type in your information. Is that right, Paul?
That's correct. It'll prompt you while you're booking a job, or you can always just go to your profile section and add it in under credits anytime.
Okay. Awesome. Radio 50. Thanks again, Paul. Talk to you soon.
Thanks so much, Mark. You too.
For the remaining moments we have on today's show, I thought I'd answer a question from the old Tech It Out mailbag. You too can send me a note and I will read it on the air. I will not give your full name. You can reach me at tech@marksaltzman.com. That's TECH at MarkSaltzman.com. Frank writes, what are ID theft prevention services? Are they worth the cost? Well, you don't need to be a computer genius or internet guru to understand how big of a problem identity theft has become, especially in the digital age. It doesn't take much to fall victim to savvy scammers out to steal your personal info for financial gain. And despite what you see in the comedy Identity Thief, this is no laughing matter. Many internet users try to minimize the risk of playing it safe by choosing stronger passwords, not clicking on suspicious emails, and of course using cybersecurity software. All of that I recommend. Some even go so far as refraining from online banking or shopping, which I don't think is necessary so long as you have good safeguards in place that we just touched on. But for those who do want a little more protection, they may opt for ID theft protection services that keep your private information secure. And they offer resolution services should you ever encounter a problem. There are companies like Identity Guard, LifeLock Ultimate, Protect My ID, and Identity Force that will keep track of your info, including your name, phone number, email, address, credit card and debit card number, social security number, bank account info, driver's license, and so on. And some services will proactively monitor the internet, including those dark web sites, to ensure that your info isn't being used without your explicit consent. Some of these services also offer ID theft protection insurance. Now, costs do range from about $10 all the way up to $22 a month on average, based on my research. Whether or not you should go with one of those services boils down to peace of mind versus cost. There are no guarantees. You'll be safe and sound if you sign up for one of those services, of course, but some don't mind paying to have a third party manage their info and help you get out of a jam should your identity be stolen. Thank you for listening to Tech Talk, everyone. Thank you to my sponsor as well. Tech It Out is powered by ASUS, creating technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. ASUS, for those in search of incredible. Visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's ASUS.com/US/radio. I hope you enjoyed the show. We did speak with ASUS earlier in the program. We also talked with Epson about the FastFoto, the world's fastest personal photo scanner at 1 per second. And then we talked with Jiffy after ASUS with Cecilia Choy. So a jam-packed show. So keep in touch. Write me a note if you have any questions. And I look forward to chatting with you next week on Tech It Out. And of course, the podcast is available on iTunes and elsewhere. You're listening to the Radio America Network. We'll chat with you next weekend on the show. Bye-bye for now.